U.S. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to declassify files of some of the most politically charged killings in modern American history. The assassinations of former President John F. Kennedy, his brother Robert F. Kennedy, and civil rights icon Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years, for decades.
The White House says more than 50 years after the assassinations, their families and the American people deserve transparency and truth, and that it's in the national interest to finally release the records without delay. Let's bring in Gerald Posner now, author of Case Closed, Lee Harvey Oswald and the Assassination of JFK. Thank you very much, Gerald, for being here with us today. Now, you wrote this book over 30 years ago and concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone when he killed JFK. So what are you anticipating might come out of these files?
So what I think, Renee, could come out of these files are some of the lingering questions around the case. What did the CIA know about Oswald in the couple of months leading up to the assassination? Did they know he was that unhinged? And the reason they might well have, I've always been suspicious about this, is because he went to Mexico City and showed up just 6 weeks before the assassination at the Soviet and Cuban missions, trying to get to Cuba to join Castro's revolution. So the CIA would have had surveillance on him. They've always said, we don't know that much. But if they knew that he was as unstable as he turned out to be, they should have told the FBI. That's what happened in 9/11. The agencies, the security agencies don't speak to each other. That would be very embarrassing. But I don't think it's what most people are looking for. People who think these files are going to sort of resolve the case in a grand conspiracy are looking for an X-Files moment in which some document says, here's how the deep state killed Kennedy, and here are the people involved, and they should all be prosecuted. That, I don't think, is going to happen.
Why do you think these files have been hidden from public view for so long?
It's the bureaucracy overextending its reach. In some cases, a lot of the files that are still left, there are about 3,000 files left in the JFK case. They have American Social Security numbers in them of sometimes people still alive. That can be blacked out without destroying the rest of the document. We know what's going on. Sometimes it's the name of an intelligence asset now in their 80s who might still be alive. Again, that file can be released. And in other cases, they're tax files. So they're tax records of Lee Harvey Oswald, of Jack Ruby. American law says you can't release tax records. But in this case, we need to make an exception. I've been a proponent, even though I think Oswald killed Kennedy, I want to know everything the government knows about the case. Let's find out what these files show. They should have been released decades ago. Trump had a chance when he was in office the first time, and then he sort of pulled back at the last moment. But this time he followed through. I think that RFK Jr., the son of the senator who was killed in 1968, is one of the big reasons why he had Trump's ear this time. He believes there's a conspiracy, and he wants these files out.
Now, conspiracy theories have been around for years that Oswald may not have acted alone. Do you think this will finally quash them?
No, I think that no matter what the files end up showing, so if the files are opened up and there's no smoking gun in there that shows that this is the conspiracy that people have been waiting for, then I think what will happen is people say, well, they must have destroyed that document, and they'll start to look elsewhere. I mean, at times, Donald Trump has talked about, and Bobby Kennedy has hinted at, the idea of the equivalent of a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, sort of what South Africa did decades ago, that one should be appointed and it should be able to hunt for evidence of conspiracy in the assassinations wherever it is. If we get one of those commissions after these files are out, this will go on for years.
Oh, dear. All right, Gerald, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks, Renee. Thanks so much for having me.
That's Gerald Posner, author of Case Closed, Lee Harvey Oswald and the Assassination of JFK.